Where's this team at right now mentally as you know, this thing kind of inches closer now after the excitement maybe wears off from the show on Sunday? Where's this group of girls at right now?
Well, I mean, being honest, I haven't seen them since Sunday night because we gave them yesterday off. I really think rest is really important this time of year. They were supposed to watch film, and we've met with some of them individually. But, you know, they've been so mature, I think, all year long of being ready for every match. So, you know, our focus is going to be on South Dakota. We know they're a very good team, and, you know, I anticipate they'll approach this like they've approached every match and be ready to go.
I know they're kind of a grinder group, you know, as a team, from what they've shown this year. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a messy, scary team to play against when you're in the tournament. I assume that's kind of a focus for you guys, knowing what they're going to bring.
Well, I think, you know, the things that I've noticed is they're low air and they dig a lot of balls. So, you know, we're going to need to make sure we're not giving them points. When I watched the Denver match, I thought Denver, you know, would take a couple swings, South Dakota would dig them, and then they'd make an error. And so those are going to be things that we can't do if we're going to want to be successful.
A good thing or a bad thing, maybe it doesn't matter, the fact that you have so many, like, connections to this team, like players knowing each other, growing up with each other. Is it factoring at all? And
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I think
maybe after the fact you're like, oh, well, that may have been.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you have like a kid, you know, they've got an Omaha kid. Does that mean that she comes here and plays out of her mind because she's so excited? You know, there's things like that can happen. But, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, I really like their coach, Leanne, a lot, and I'm excited that they've made the tournament for the first time. I know what a huge deal that is, and, you know, I'm really happy for them. But then about 6 p.m. on Friday, I'm not happy for them anymore.
Right. That's probably how your players are going to be too.
Yeah.
When you have this 14 pod, you know, the other match going on Friday. I mean, how do you prepare? Is it one day this team, one day this team, or is it all South Dakota all the time?
You talking in practice or from a coach's standpoint?
Both.
You know, we'll spend most of our time on South Dakota. We'll talk a little bit about the other teams just so that they have some idea. You know, the hard part is we're the second match, so, you know, you got to make sure they're locked in, ready to go on Friday. But they'll probably watch some of the Washington St. Mary's. And, you know, we did that with the Big East tournament, and that's, you know, we are definitely not overlooking our Friday night opponent. But sometimes watching matches gets you in the mood, you know, gets you fired up a little bit. And obviously, if we're fortunate enough to move on, that familiarity will be helpful.
What do you change, if anything, when you're talking to the team this year? You know, as a hosting team, having gone through it once.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you adjust in terms of the way you approach things with them, or talk to them about this event as a whole?
Not really. You know, I kind of philosophically have you approach each match like it's the most important of the year, and I think they buy into that. And we've had the Big East season with that philosophy, and I've believed it, because if we dropped a match, I don't think we're hosting. And so they've kind of had that pressure on them all year of the importance of each match. And I know from people on the outside it might not, oh, they drop a match, it's not a big deal. Well, we knew it was a big deal, and so that pressure's been on them all year, and it'll be the same sort of idea of the most important match of the season is Friday night.
Talk to Madeline how excited she is about this, and what has she brought to the team this year? What's the biggest strength she brings to this team?
Yeah, Madeline's just gotten better, you know, I think each week. You know, she's picked up our tempo really well. She sets a really clean ball. You know, I think a lot of people went after her from a blocking and a defensive standpoint, and she showed that she's very good at those things. You know, I think it took probably a month or two for her to just feel comfortable, how to interact with the players. There's dynamics if players are giving you feedback, and how she can ask questions and they can ask questions of her. And, you know, it's good that we're kind of over those humps of how to communicate with each other. I think what she does best is she's good at everything. You know, she's not a kid that I think sets a good ball to the outside but can't set behind, or a kid that, you know, can block but she can't play defense behind. You know, she's just solid in all aspects of her game.
Her personality seems so laid back and relaxed. When you're looking at bringing girls in, especially in that situation, is the personality part of it, you know, and how she would fit in with the girls that you have on the team, is that a part of it, a big part of it? How do you look at that?
Well, I think in transfers it's really, really hard because, you know, if it's a juniors player, you watched him a ton. You know, we only saw Madeline on film. None of us had ever seen her live. I called some coaches in her league that I knew. So, you know, our decision making was when she came, and we pretty much decided we were going to offer, and thankfully the team really liked her on the visit. So I don't think that's the best way to recruit a setter, but I'm really thankful that it's been a great fit. I attribute that to the other women around her, and I think Madeline's a great kid, but we have great culture, so I think that enveloped her and made her feel welcome, as I think the other two transfers would also say.
Anything else?
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate
Coach?
it.
Here for you girls right now, it's what you've been working for all season, obviously. What's the excitement level like right now for this team?
I think everyone, since most of us are new, we're just excited for this opportunity. I think we're just ready to start. Kind of want to just get right into it. So we're excited to start practice today and start getting ready for the competition.
Was this kind of the goal? I mean, when you came here, obviously you're trying to win right away. So, being able to host and have the success that you've had, has this season lived up to what you were hoping for so far?
Oh yeah, it's probably exceeded my expectations. I'm just enjoying the moment right now. I'm telling my mom every little detail, just soaking everything in, the new balls. I'm just so excited about everything.
Madeline, I think you said this is before you got here, you remember watching Creighton and Texas play in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
What's it going to mean to you to actually be on the court now, playing on such a big stage
It's
like
insane.
that? You used to just watch.
Oh my gosh, it's literally a dream come true. I'm still kind of shocked that I'm here. So I'm really excited to just begin, and I really want to go far, just kind of do as much as I can as possible, because I really think this team has the chance to go far and do well.
What do you know more about South Dakota that you didn't maybe know 48 hours ago?
I actually already knew a little bit about them. I played Europe with one of their middles, so we've already texted. We're super excited to see each other and just compete. So it should be fun. We know a lot of people about them. We know a lot about them just from their resume and just the people that they have playing. So we're really excited for it. It should be a good game.
Anything stand out about their game in particular?
I think they're very just dynamic. They have a lot of people in every little position. So it should be exciting. We should have some good matchups against them.
Who was it that you played with?
Taylor?
Taylor?
Yeah,
Wilson?
Taylor Wilson, the middle.
What?
We played in Europe my freshman year, summer, so we remember each other.
Is it kind of fun to have, the little, obviously every team you play almost, it seems like these days you're going to have somebody that you know on the other team or that you're familiar with, but is it kind of fun to play against somebody that you've played with a little bit before?
Oh yeah, you always want someone that you played with to do well as well. So just making it to the NCAA double tournament, and it's our first time, so it's always great to know that she's doing well at her school and I'm doing well. So it should just be fun to enjoy the moment and everything.
Heading into the tournament, what do you guys think you're doing really well right now? What's the strength of this team, do you think, heading in?
I just think our overall play, serve, pass, offense, defense, we're really clicking. People may not have noticed that in the beginning. We may have had some flaws, but I definitely think we're really getting into everything right at a perfect time, so it should be fun.
A couple of your teammates have mentioned the Xavier match that went 5 sets and it kind of felt like a loss, and that maybe kicked you guys into it next year. What did you notice about the team's reaction to that? You won, but obviously it was sort of like, I don't know, maybe a wake-up call of sorts.
I definitely feel like that kind of somewhat loss was just kind of a gut check to us, knowing that even though we are down 2-0, we can still fight back. Like, every team can play, and every set matters. So even if we're up 2-0, we can't overlook a team, knowing that it's possible they can come back just like we did. So you always have to know that you never know what can happen. When it's tournament time, so again, you never know what can happen.
You've been part of the program for a while up until that point, but like some of your teammates were describing the locker room like it was pretty down after that, even though you came back and won, but everyone was like, this isn't good enough. Were you like, oh, that's what the standard is?
Oh yeah, it was crazy. And I remember back when I first got here and Taryn was like, this is going to be different than what you know from your previous 2 years, and even high school. I was like, well, this should be interesting. And then we're down 2-0, and it's like, how are we gonna respond? It's like, I know I'm gonna respond just kind of how I always do. It's like being with a new team. This is probably our first time being 2-0.
Right.
And it's, well, not the first time, but the closest one we've been was 2-0. So it's like, you just never know. And it was fun to see this team like really click into gear.
What do you expect out of, hosting a site at the NCAA tournament? The crowd, the energy, the pressure, I guess. What do you expect out of this weekend?
I just think it should be fun. We shouldn't really. It's nice that we're hosting. Like it's great. Just kind of take it one match at a time, obviously, and just enjoy the time. That's my thing. Is I'm really just enjoying the moment, and this should be a fun environment. Just with the whole crowd. Omaha's great, so I know Creighton's going to bring a lot of great fans.